This question's been asked of me for years, and one day I finally went to the publisher and I said, "Why do you think my book sells so well in Poland?" He went, I think that this stuff is magical. It's like, no offense here, but why is Lady Gaga famous and Susie Gaga not? A lot of that is just magic or luck or coincidence or whatever. A lot of these success stories, including my own here or other people, is you can't answer. I think that basically what you have to do, if you write, I mean, if you write or you are in the same kind of world of writers that I am, you have to do what I call taking the dog off the line and letting it go wherever direction it wants. If I remember very clearly when I wrote Land of Laughs, I came to the scene in which the dog talked for the first time. My first reaction was, whoa, okay. And that completely changed my career because until then I had been a realistic writer. But that was the first moment that I literally let the dog off the line. The dog talks, okay, we'll go with it. The stories when I get tired of the book that I'm writing. It's like having an affair. You know, you step aside your marriage for a while and you fool around and you smell good and you have lots of kisses and then you go back to what's real. I like the first two a lot.
Lubię dwa pierwsze opowiadania.
Czy w takim razie potrafisz wrócić do jakiegoś starego pomysłu, do jakiegoś starego, zaczętego wcześniej opowiadania, odkopać jakiś tekst, napisać go na nowo, czy to jest raczej jednorazowa praca?
No, any writer who goes back and rewrites anything that he's done is trying to get an old girlfriend back. He's going to walk the dog, and it'll be 2 weeks before I write something else, or it'll be all day. It's a question of if you're in the mood, if what you've written sticks with you, and there's a continuation in your head. I really think you should be skeptical of these writers who say they sit down and every day 7 hours.
That's Stephen King.
Bullshit. I don't know any writer, and I know a lot.
I don't think he'll be able to.
7 hours a day. They may say that, but they're lying. Once, a very beautiful woman came up to me after I had done one of these, and she said, "You know, you saved my life." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I had a baby and it died, and I was going to kill myself. I bought the gun, I had chosen the date, I had the bullets, the gun was in the desk next to the bed." And she said, "The day before I was going to kill myself, I started reading Bones of the Moon." And those of you who have not read Bones of the Moon, a woman who's had an abortion meets her aborted child in some other world, and the child leads her to redemption. And the woman said, "I read your book all day long, and the next day I threw the gun in the river." And since she said that, I always thought she's pretty true. I very rarely show my teeth when I laugh, which is, I laugh like this. Bull terriers always make me show my teeth.
Najsmutniejsza, najzabawniejsza powieść, jaką
Or maybe
kiedykolwiek
not the
czytałeś.
whole book, but some scenes, for example.
You know, the book that comes to my mind immediately is a book that a friend of mine who knows that I love dogs. I don't think it's been translated into Polish, but there's a book in English called Merle's Door, about this guy who finds, he likes to go camping, and he finds this dog, true story, out in the wilds. And then he talks about his life with Merle. And the last 50 pages of the book is about Merle gets cancer and starts to die. And it's one of the most beautiful and certainly the saddest thing that I can think of that I've read in many years. I can't think of any book there's an American writer named Daniel Woodrell. And Woodrell will write certain lines in his book that makes me laugh out loud, but they're not very funny books, they're kind of sad. But the things that the characters say make me laugh, but show my teeth laugh.